I wrote to my grandfather because he was a chaplain in the Army. So I said, thank you for serving our country and ministering to the Army Corps. Thank you for helping keep our country safe. I know you've helped a lot of chaplains and soldiers. We remember and salute you on this Veterans Day.
Love that. All right, Claire and Chloe, you seemed like you were having a fun one over there.
Yeah, I can read it. I just put, dear veterans, thank you for everything you've done for our country. Everyone appreciates what you do and have done. We all thank you for your service.
Love it. Anybody else want to share theirs? Melendez crew, you seem to be contemplating. Would you like to share? Don't think they heard me. Okay. Anyone else? All right, I guess we'll go on to the next thing then.
Okay, Emma, I'll go ahead and hand it over to you if you have your PowerPoint presentation.
Yes, of course. So I thought I would just go ahead and update you on something that SAD will be doing on Thanksgiving. So I'll go ahead and read it for you. Let's see. So SAD will be participating in a blackout on their social media pages on Thanksgiving. So what we're asking you is to completely unplug on Thanksgiving. So throughout the day on a loop, SAD will be posting just why people are unplugging across the nation. So I'll be unplugging for my family, for my hobbies, and that kind of thing. So I'd like to ask each of you to go ahead and try to unplug on Thanksgiving with us. Grace, you want to, I know that we have some stuff going on with T and SAD. So you want to go ahead and mention that?
Yeah, I think last week was Drowsy Driving Week, I think. And we will have some interviews coming out soon about why you shouldn't drive drowsy or distracted. I'm actually recording an interview this weekend with a country singer, so that's very exciting. So keep a lookout for that. We're meeting today, so hopefully I'll be able to update you guys next week with some more information about what we're doing. But I agree with Emma. My family and I have already decided we are going to unplug for Thanksgiving, so I 100% agree. And I think that's it. If not, I'm sorry, and I will be.
Okay, Kaylee, do you have any updates about the Junior Coalition?
No, we don't have any updates at the moment, but I think we'll probably be working with that soon, I think. So.
I have a few things, if you want me to share. Is that okay?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay. So just a couple things from me. I'm going to put a link to something in the chat box. So the Truth Initiative, y'all know Truth. Lots of y'all did the thing with them on that Wednesday night, and then we've done lots of protests and stuff with them. They are doing a virtual event next Wednesday at 7. I know it's church night for lots of people, so no pressure. But they are doing a little contest where whoever brings the most friends to this thing gets a little gift. I don't really know a ton about it. She kind of just told us about it yesterday, but it sounds pretty cool. It's an advocacy event, so kind of sharing different things. They'll have different advocates sharing different things with y'all. And I guess in the past, they've like picketed outside Jewel for this day, and so now they can't really do that, and so they've shifted it to this this virtual event. So should be pretty cool. Normally Truth stuff is is pretty fun. So the link to sign up is in the chat box for you all. So one other thing, this is kind of a me fail. Originally, we were going to have this meeting today in person as our service project. I'm quarantined at the moment, so I decided maybe we should not do this meeting in person. But what I do have is I have these bags for us to use to collect food. And so basically you would like, I don't know if y'all have ever seen this before, but you would basically put it on people's porches in your neighborhood. And we have this little flyer that says, I'll be back on this day to pick it up. So you put all the bags out, and then you would come back on that day. Whatever we collect is went to the library for their homeless ministry. And so I have those bags. I felt like this month was kind of a good time to do this since it's Thanksgiving and people are really struggling with food insecurity right now. So I don't know. Y'all make a plan. I don't know if you want to come by the office and get those, if we want to wait and do that. Y'all could pick them up at the Christmas party in December. I don't know. Y'all talk about what you want to do with them, but I do have those bags and the flyers that go with them to put out. And one fun thing. I might have done this already, but I don't know if we did. If we did, we're gonna do it again. Kenna was chosen as a Tea and Strong ambassador. So yay for Kenna. Everybody say, woo, go Kenna. Super excited. Kenna can give us all the updates on lots of different things from Tea and Strong and hopefully give us knowledge and education and all kinds of good things. So, and we're super, super proud of her for doing that. Yeah, I think that's all of my updates. I'll probably think of something else in a minute and jump back in. Oh, I do remember one thing. So Kaylee and I have been talking about orientation and kind of like, I know for most of you, you just jumped into this because I was like, hey, come to this thing, or because your mom was like, hey, do this thing, or whatever. 1 minute, please. And so we were talking about coming up with some kind of an orientation, whether it be a video or like a series of classes or something. So if that's something that you're interested in, get with Kaylee, and we'll start talking about that a little bit more and just kind of what that would look like. I did officially make us like a membership packet this year, which is new for us. So there's something other than just my mom said I was supposed to come to this. But if we could kind of create something else to go along with that, I think it would be really helpful for recruiting new people and for making sure our new people know exactly what it is that we do here and why they're here. So let me or Kaylee know if you're interested in working on that little project. And I will give it back to you, Em.
Okay, so we've been kind of talking about this a little bit, but I think we need to go ahead and decide what our Christmas town will be for the Christmas parade. I think we're already pretty set on what we want for our party to be, which is a murder mystery. So we should probably...
Sorry, sad news. They canceled the Christmas parade yesterday. So sorry about that. We can do... I don't know. They're going to do like some kind of bingo game instead. So it's definitely a letdown. I don't know. So if y'all want to do what we were planning as like, we can still do it and then make a video or have like a display or something, we can do it that way. But they definitely canceled our Christmas parade.
Grace, do you want to kind of tell them about your low income ball? Because we might go ahead and like start brainstorming for that.
Yeah, sure. So, for my public speaking class, we're doing a final project, and for my project, I decided to put together a ball for lower income children. I haven't started it quite yet. It might not happen until next year. But one of the things I was thinking about doing or gonna do is start like a dress drive and start fundraising. And of course I need tons of volunteers. So if you'd like to help let me know. I could put my email or my phone number or something in the chat box, so you can let me know, when you're available, if you'd like to help at the actual event, if you have old formal wear, prom dresses, know people that have old formal wear. So yeah, I'll put my information in the chat box.
I really do love this idea, so I hope that you guys do reach out to her to go ahead and volunteer for this, because I think it'll be very helpful. How about you, McKenna? Do you want to share your idea?
Sure. So we did this a couple weeks ago. It was the cigarette pickup. So I know a few of you guys were involved in that, so thank you so much for your help. That's awesome. If you have any places that you would like to see cleaned, any specific areas or parks, just contact me. I can also put my information in the chat box, and we can definitely get a group together easily and do that. So.
Chloe, do you want to go ahead and share your idea?
Sure. So, like I said last week, I was going to do something with the animal shelter. I can't do the adoption fundraiser due to the coronavirus and their rules and everything. So, I'm going to be doing a donation instead for around 2 weeks. It'll be from November the 29th to December the 12th, around that time. At my local pet store, I'll be doing a blanket donation. And then for really anyone else who would like to help, you can really donate anything, anywhere from dog or cat food, toys, really anything. If you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, if you just want to share that too, that works. I'll put my information in the chat as well if you would like to donate anything or tell anyone. But yeah, that's it.
I definitely love all these ideas, so make sure that you're saving these phone numbers and you have them so you can reach out later on. I definitely would love to see if some of you could help with their projects and donate. So that would be great. We do have someone coming on today to talk a bit. His name is Pate Anglin, and he's going to talk about something that he kind of made himself. So he'll be coming on in a minute.
So I'm going to share one more project that some of our junior kiddos have been working on. So this is Carter and Colby and Camden's project for Service Snapshot this year. So I'm going to show you their video. And this was to raise awareness of mental health challenges during COVID, and also raise awareness of the Tennessee crisis line. So anybody that is struggling with mental health can call this line. And so I love the way that they captured that in this video. So I'm going to share with y'all.
One of the greatest needs in our community right now is support for people's mental health. Drug overdoses have increased by 70% since the COVID outbreak began. We don't want people to feel alone, so Colby, Camden, and I have created a video to post on our social medias that will hopefully make people laugh and encourage them to reach out for help if they are struggling.
2020 has been quite a roller coaster.
You want to go to dinner? Yeah, let's go.
Vacations canceled.
You are feeling overwhelmed, sad, anxious, or struggling with substance abuse, call 855-CRISIS 24 hours a day, 7 days call the Tennessee's crisis line. And if the service project only helps one people feel supported or they reached out, then we will feel successful.
And
So I was super proud of them and their little video. Girls, do y'all want to talk about your lead outside the box? Let's see who's here. Claire and Mira, and Skylar's on, I think.
yeah, so we had to make a middle school survival guide for Teach, and we had to create a video and a little handbook.
I'm gonna try to show it if I can. Mira or Skylar, anything to add how it went or how hard it was or anything to add?
We made so many videos. It's unreal.
They did a really awesome job too. I'm gonna find it. So their project was to create a guide for, Claire already said this, for middle schoolers in their organization or school. And so they did a really, really good job of making something interactive. If I can find it, I'll show it to you real quick. Let's see. Sorry, y'all. I'm technologically challenged. Okay. I'm going to share again. So this is what we submitted to Beta.
Due to experience a troubling year with COVID-19, the new guidebook we created will not only help students new guidelines in person and systems for virtual learning, but also to help connect in this weird time.
It features clickable links to videos we created on important topics. In the description of each video, there's a code word to add some fun and encourage them to watch the videos. If students find all 3 words and let us know, we will do a shout out to them on our organization's social media pages.
We made our virtual handbook using Google Slides, so students can access the whole thing at once or pick up parts they need.
To recap, our guide is interactive with clickable links to videos we created. It's also in a format that teens understand and can view at all times or a little at a time. It features the thoughts of both students and administrators. It is accessible to all students at any time and features resources if they need help or more support. Go check it out.
All right, so this is their guide they created. It's super cool. Lots of video.
Hi, welcome to Teach.
We are so glad you're here.
They incorporated rules. This is probably my favorite video, I will say, the COVID video.
We follow all the COVID guidelines at Teach.
We stay at least 6 feet apart.
We always wash our hands.
We also use hand sanitizer.
Your turn.
We follow all the COVID guidelines at Teach.
Sorry, Charlie restarted it.
We stay at least 6 feet apart.
We always wash our hands.
Turn it down.
We also use hand sanitizer.
We always wear our masks. Our Teach parents also sign a COVID guideline form.
Turn it down, please, little bit.
And so they did an awesome job sharing all the things.
We have a lot of activities here at Teach.
We also have a lot of sports such as volleyball, cheer, and basketball.
We go on field trips like plays and museums.
We also have a spelling bee.
Teach also has junior and senior beta.
And so they did an interview with me, which we are not going to watch. And then I also stuck in Carter and Colby and Camden's video at the end because it's awesome. So super proud of them for that. That's been the project they've been working on for the last week or so. And so I love the way that that turned out and the way that they did something that was something we've never done before. We've never tried to make a virtual handbook for anything. And so I love it. And I'm super, super proud of you all for working on that. So I think Pate and Luke have joined us. So I will let them introduce themselves and teach y'all all kinds of good stuff.
Hey everybody, I'm Pate.
And I'm Luke.
Yeah, we are beyond excited to be talking to you all today. We created a curriculum. I know some of you all know this, but we've been going to schools. I went to Rise Up recently, and it's a 7-week curriculum, and we've been just teaching about smoking, and then even included some information on drugs and what's the difference between illegal drugs and legal drugs. Are there legal drugs that are still bad, which we know nicotine is a legal drug, and nicotine in combination with smoking and tobacco products is not good. And so just educational awareness curriculum and program. And so over the next few weeks, we'll be going through this all with y'all. And then on the last week, we're going to be talking about how you all can use the curriculum, and I can send the curriculum to any one of y'all who would be interested in using it and go into your schools or clubs, etc., and use it. So it's a 7-week program, great for middle schoolers and elementary students primarily. So we're going to start off with a quick video. So let me see if I can share. Ms. Jillian, could you enable us to share the screen?
Try now.
All right, thank you. Oh yeah, so real quick, can you all see our screen? I think, yeah, okay, so it's showing now. Our goal is to see our state's large consumption of tobacco slowly eradicated and replaced with a healthier and more vibrant lifestyle in future. And then our mission, which our mission is how are we going to meet our goal? What are the steps we're going to take? Is we accomplish this goal by teaching and educating the next generation about the harmful effects of tobacco and the life-threatening consequences of using tobacco products. So with that in mind, let's look at this quick video.
On January 1st, 1971 at 11:59 p.m., the last cigarette commercial aired in the United States. Parents were glad that their children would no longer be influenced by tobacco marketing. They were wrong.
The evidence consistently and coherently points to the intentional marketing of tobacco products to youth as being the cause of young people's tobacco use.
It's easy to spot the cigarettes because they're right behind the clerk and there's a lot of them.
To spot the cigarettes in the store by my house is very easy. It's just as soon as you go in and turn, it's right there. Behind the cash register, and it's a whole bunch of them in packs.
There's many rows and they're all lined up, and there's different kinds in rows, and there's cigars and cigarettes and tobacco.
When I walk up to the counter, I see magazines, and I see candy and lighters, and I see cigarettes.
When there's on the counter, there's a big picture, and it says, there's 3 sections, and it says the brand of the cigarette.
It kind of shifts gum, candy, then bam, it hits you, cigarette packs, galore.
And once we're paying, I just keep on staring at them. I just don't know why.
Publicly, tobacco companies have always said they didn't want young people using their products. Privately, they've said something different.
Young adult smokers have been the critical factor in the growth and decline of every major brand and company over the past 50 years.
The tobacco industry markets to youth, which means those under 18 years of age.
Over the years, thanks to pressure from health organizations, parental groups, and concerned citizens, tobacco advertising has been curtailed. But tobacco products and marketing are still highly visible in our community, and our kids are seeing them. Today, more than 90% of tobacco marketing dollars goes into one tactic: tobacco marketing in stores. Signs, posters, displays, and promotions are all known to impact youth smoking. Just how much money do tobacco companies spend on all marketing? More than $8.5 billion every year. In New York alone, the tobacco industry spends $213.5 million annually on marketing, over $500,000 per day. And almost all of that goes to pay for tobacco marketing in stores. For one simple reason: it works.
As a marketer, you want to have your product where it's going to get the most frequency, the most number of people seeing that product. Color and design are ways that you would engage a person in something a marketer would do. And also a campaign. So maybe you're doing a promotion and you're having an offer to that consumer. So they're going to remember it. And having a location such as an end cap or a register is going to get a lot of visibility in a retail store.
Haven't noticed tobacco marketing at your local stores? That's because you're not the target.
You want your product seen as much as possible in the store. And that's why being in a register is a perfect opportunity, because people are standing there checking out. You not only want it in front of them, you want it at eye level. And tobacco is a great example of this. It's not only eye level for adults, it's lower at eye level of the children. You really have to ask yourself, why are they doing that?
Almost 2/3 of adolescents in the United States report seeing tobacco advertising all or most of the time when they visit convenience stores.
Young people are almost twice as likely to recall tobacco marketing. Research shows that kids who visit convenience stores with tobacco marketing more than twice a week are more likely to start smoking. And the more stores that sell tobacco near schools, the more likely kids are to smoke. Nearly 200,000 high school youth currently use cigarettes and other tobacco products. And 1/3 of them will die prematurely from diseases caused by smoking.
All right, we'll stop it there. So throughout the video titled Tobacco Marketing and Youth, the Evidence is Clear, it talks about different marketing methods. I believe they mentioned one time in there how they stopped tobacco industry because of legislation that was passed. They weren't able to promote and market tobacco products through commercials. And so a lot of parents were excited about that because a lot of kids were starting smoking because they saw the commercials on TV. However, and that's what we're gonna jump into this today, that wasn't the end. They started putting them and including tobacco products in movies, and that's where they really took off among youth. And so we're going to do a quick activity talking about tobacco products and their involvement in movies. So if you can name, everyone, if you could think of 2 to 3 movies or shows where there's a tobacco product in there, and perhaps maybe it was the cool character, the main character who was smoking, and so it made the tobacco products look really cool. And go ahead and put that in the chat. So 2 to 3 movies or shows that had tobacco products in them.
And if you want to be an overachiever and you've got, if you got extra, just keep going. But, at least go for at least 3 or so.
Yeah, so easy ones would be, like I've thought of Popeye, so yeah, he smoked a pipe. So that's a tobacco product.
Gandalf, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, we don't want to get them all away, but trust me, there's plenty. We do this in every school we go to, and they always name. We get to like 25, and then we have to stop because it gets too much. But there's a lot. All right,
Matilda.
That's very good. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Okay, I think I've seen that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Pinocchio, yeah.
We got a document? Okay. Oh yeah. Thank you, Miss Jillian.
Can I go with a video game?
What'd you say?
Can I go with a video game?
Yes, video games too. Yeah, games are very prominent. Video games, any kind of media is what we typically go for. Not really as much social media, but media that is, completely consumed. So like video games, movies, TVs. It could be music. It can be, literature. It can be all those kind of things. But typically,
Sometimes music videos as well. A lot of music videos promote tobacco products.
Stranger Things. I believe Stranger Things is one of the most one of the shows with the most smoking on it in the history of TV shows.
Yeah, every time we go to school, Stranger Things is always one of the first things mentioned. Hunger Games, that's a good one. Yeah, there's several very common ones we always expect because there's so much smoking involved, and drugs as well. Drugs and alcohol consumption.
Yeah, it doesn't have to just be smoking. Any kind of drugs, whatever. And as you're naming these things, think about in your mind, what's the picture they're trying to paint? Because they're not just trying to show you that people smoke. They're trying to show you why. So typically it's because the character is cool, or because the character is being comforted by the smoking or the drinking, or the character is very fond of it or something. They have a reason behind it. So think in your mind, be discerning, put on your spy glasses and think, what's the underlying agenda, the underlying message that they're trying to put into my brain without me realizing? Why are they showing this? Not only what are they showing, but why?
101 Dalmatians.
Uncharted, yeah. Fuller House.
Alice Wonderland, Pineapple Express.
I think we're a little uncultured because a good bit of these we don't even know about.
And oftentimes it's the wealthy people smoking in movies and shows. And what are they trying to tell you there? They're trying to tell you that either you'll be wealthy if you smoke these products, or maybe you'll be high class. You'll be in with the cool people, or the people high up in society if you smoke these products, which is completely untrue. One of the things we'll touch on throughout this curriculum is peer pressure, and societal pressure as well. No one really thinks of societal pressure, but these are forms of societal pressure where the society is pressuring you in a sense. You don't really think of it that way, but they're making it seem like something is good or cool when it's really not at all. And definitely not if it's at the risk of your life or a loved one's life, because secondhand smoke, which is where you may not be smoking it, but if someone's smoking it and they're near you, you're at risk as well. And so you could be, maybe you're the smoker, and you're not only hurting yourself, but you're hurting your family members as well.
So also be thinking about, when trying to find the underlying agenda behind the person who's smoking, think about the character that you're saying who's smoking, or if it's just a background character, or if it's more obvious and it's a main character. So let's take someone like, it's that police guy from Stranger Things. I'm sure he looks cool. Then you've got the, whoever does it in Uncharted, you've got, these guys looking for, fighting people to find treasure. You've got all these people. Think about their characteristics. They're rebels. They're strong guys. They're strong people. They're smart people. They're, top dogs. So what are they putting in your mind? They're telling you, hey, if you want to be a top dog, if you want to be cool, if you want to be, if you want everyone to be like, wow, that guy is so cool. If you want them to be like that with you, then you got to smoke. That's what they're saying to you.
Yeah. So you can keep putting those up if you'd like. We are going to go through some statistics. Now, the first statistic is very bold. I think they mentioned this, or mind-boggling. They mentioned this in the video we just watched as well. But the tobacco industry spends $8 billion a year marketing their products to people. Now, if you were to take that and put that into a day, how much money do they spend a day worldwide marketing to people? That's $25 million a day. $8 billion a year, $25 million a day. Significant amount, an incredible incredibly disheartening amount. But there is always hope, and we can fight it through bringing awareness and education like this.
And think about, where do they get that money? They get that money because, more than $8 billion is being given to them. That's the extra money that they get to spend in their business. The other money they're still taking home. So you got to realize, this money, they're getting it from us because we're the ones buying their products.
Mm-hmm. So one statistic we have is, after examining the top 100 hits at the box office between the years 1996 and 2004, researchers found that 3 out of 4 movies rated G, PG, or PG-13 featured people smoking tobacco. That means that 75% of those movies featured drug use or tobacco use. So that's 75 out of 100 movies. And that was up till from 1996 to 2004. So small period of time. It's increased since then, as we're going to show in a second. So 75 out of 100 movies. It's a significant amount. And that's going up to the highest rating they had there was PG-13. So looking at R-rated movies, the rate is far higher at 90%. So 90 out of 100 movies. It's crazy. And then, as common as smoking may be in mainstream media and television movies, that's not the only way that drug use and smoking and different things, those aren't the only things that are presented. There's also the abuse of alcohol as well. That's often seen in movies, the abuse of alcohol consumption. And it's shown, alcohol consumption is shown every 22 minutes on television in the United States. And young people are obviously especially prone to take up consuming too much alcohol. And why? Because they're seeing this in films, movies, video games, etc.
And then here's some more facts. Did you read this one?
Mm-mm.
So youth who see R-rated movies, how much more likely do you think that they would be to take drugs? Well, this is it. The studies show they are 6 times more likely to take drugs as adults when they see R-rated movies. And that's because R-rated movies, they feature an abundance of smoking and tobacco. Now, this is my favorite statistic, not because it's good, but because just how powerful it is and how, effective it is at showing us how, our culture is so filled with tobacco and all of this nasty stuff. So a study was done. Drug abuse in movies has been increasing for over a century, ever since the beginning of movies. So a study was done examining the amount of movies during the last century that had people using drugs in the movies. And they did this study in certain eras. So they would do it in, one section of years, and they do it in the next couple decades. Then they check for the next couple decades so they could see if it went up or down. So in the 1900s to the 1920s.
Do you all think that there will be an increased amount of drug use and tobacco use in these movies as the years progress and as we get to more current times, or do you think that there will be a decrease?
Or will it be, do you think it would be stable, or?
Yeah, you can say that, you can answer that in the chat. Do you think it'll increase, decrease, or stay roughly about the same? And I'll say that one more time. We're talking, okay, it's going to go up. Okay, we're talking about the drug use and tobacco use in movies. Is it going to go up, down, or stay the same? Increase, increase. All right. Anyone want to play devil's advocate and say decrease?
Or is it going to be like a little bit of a mountain or a valley? What do you guys think?
Increase.
All right.
All right.
Well, we'll go ahead and share the statistics. So from the 1900s, the beginning of the 1900s to the 1920s, 17, and this is what they do, they would sample 600 movies. Okay, so imagine 600 movies, and then how many of those? So 17 out of 600 movies portrayed drug use in the first 20 years of the 19th century. That's 3% of movies. So not that much. I mean, still, it's 3%, but not much. So let's go to the next couple of years. In the 1930s to the 1950s, that's around the time of World War II, the number rose from 17 to 28 out of 600 movies. So that's 5% of all movies. So still not that much. Now let's look at the 1960s to the 1970s. All right, let's head nod or shake your head if you think it's going to be more. What do you guys think? Yes or no? You're thinking, okay, yeah, I'm seeing some nodding. So in the 1970s to the 1960s to the 1970s, it went from 28 to 136 out of 600 movies. That's 22% of all movies. All right. Do you think it's going to get worse in the 1980s? Well, let's see. So in the 1980s, President Reagan enacted his administration. I think it was something with the anti-smoking administration that he had in his presidency, and he actually decreased the number from 136 to 52 out of 600 movies.
Yep.
So think about that. So it's not impossible to decrease the number. We can decrease the number. We can make a change. He changed it from 22% out of all movies to 8% just in his 8 years as president and his one administration against smoking. So where we can see we have the power to change. All right, but the news doesn't get so good because in the next decade, that was the 1980s, it was 52 out of 600 movies. Let's look at the 1990s. In the 1990s, that number shot drastically back up to 546 out of 600 movies featuring tobacco use. All right, we just went from 8% to 91% of all movies in just 10 years. So if that's how it was in the 1990s, how do you think it's going to be right now? Probably a lot worse. So that shows you the state of our culture and how much of this junk you're going to be fed without even realizing it.
Yeah, so what do we do with this information is what we want to leave you all off on. What do we do with this information? Well, we must be discerning. We got to put on our thinking caps. We got to watch movies, and we can't just subconsciously take it all in. We need to put on our thinking caps and consciously be evaluating what we're learning, what we're listening to. Is it right? Is it true? Is it beneficial? Is there a message here that we're learning and taking in subconsciously that could hurt us, affect us, change our worldview or our understanding of reality that wouldn't give us a right or good understanding of reality? And so we need to be discerning. Does anyone know what discerning means? Extra points. We're going to give you the definition, but extra points if you can type out in the chat what discerning means. And it may be, it's very likely going to be a little different than our definition, but it'll probably be
I like that
right.
answer.
Guard your hearts from unholy things.
That's a really good answer. Yeah, that's a really good aspect of discernment. We need to guard our hearts from unholy things. Philippians 4:8. Set your mind on the things that are true, that are pure, that are holy, that are pleasing, that are beautiful, and that's how we guard ourselves from the things of the world, the things that are unholy.
Mm-hmm.
What else? What else? How else would you guys define discernment?
Bonus round. I'll give you guys a few more seconds to, if anyone else wants to take a shot. What does discernment mean? Or what does it mean to discern things? Investigate sources of info. Yes. Thank you, Ms. Jillian. So those are both great answers. Our definition for discernment, which is, I guess, the dictionary definition, you could say, is to recognize or identify something. So to recognize or identify something, Ms. Jillian gave a good way to do that. Investigate the sources of info. Are they accurate? Are they reliable? And then also, Grace gave a good answer. Are they good things? Are they reliable, credible, true? But then also, are they good things? Are they beneficial things? Are they holy things? So those are two great ways to evaluate things. And so we need to be discerning. We need to learn to always be on the lookout for lies and brain tricks that are used in the media. Examples of lies would be smoking makes you powerful, or smoking makes you rich, or drugs are fun. Those would be examples of lies.
And really, think about it, it's really the opposite. People who get addicted to smoking, it takes so much out of their resources and out of their money because it's so expensive. Mm-hmm. If you look at, I don't know any statistics off the top of my head, but I know it would be mind-boggling for someone who would have been addicted to cigarettes their whole life to look back and to count out how much they spent on cigarettes their whole life. it would be a mind-boggling amount. It would be incredible. So addiction does not make you rich. It's so like, why would we believe that? But it's still somehow having these things in movies still makes us believe that when we smoke, we're going to be rich, or we're going to be cool, or we're going to be powerful.
Yeah, it's not only an unhealthy habit, but it's an expensive habit. The second thing is when you come across these lies, fill your mind with what is true, what we know to be right. Example of truth would be, I do not need to drink or smoke to have power or worth. Hollywood wants me to give my money to big businesses, but I am working towards good health and wise decisions, and I will not be used like that. The third thing is, if you are unsure of something, if something is a lie or not, or if something sounds or seems kind of weird or not right or odd, ask yourself this: are the things I'm hearing or seeing true? Are these things pure? Are they good? Or am I just believing a lie? And then certainly ask for help too. Ask an adult who may know stuff about this. You can reach out to us, and you can investigate the sources as well. You know, if it's the tobacco industry marketing towards you, obviously they want you to buy their product. And so they may not be the best source to look at for as far as whether or not tobacco is good or bad. They're going to tell you it's not bad. So thank you for listening to us all today. We're really looking forward to speaking to you all over the next few weeks. We'll be talking about next week, what are you putting into your body? So what are you putting into your body? We're going to be talking about the chemicals that are in tobacco smoke, which over 7,000. There's a lot.
And then for, what to do throughout this week while we're waiting for the next lesson, this is what you need to do. You need to take home your homework per se. You don't have to do this, but this is beneficial. If you watch a movie, if you play a video game, if you watch a TV show or listen to music, turn on your thinking cap. Train yourself to do this in this next week. Train yourself to watch out for subtle ways of trying to get you to think that smoking and drinking are good. Try to figure out, whenever you watch a movie, keep your eyes open. Treat it like a game. Keep your eyes open to see how many times you can see smoking or tobacco use in these movies. And you might be surprised how much there is. So, do that within the week, practice that during the week, and it's going to train you to be a lot more discerning.
All right, Miss Jillian, would you like to come in and take over?
Yes. Thank y'all so much. It was awesome. All right, guys. So we will see you next week, and Pate and Luke will be back with us again. So we'll see you on Wednesday. Health class kiddos, stay on here. Do not leave, but everyone else can leave.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.